to fix challenges. Oh my Ghana, ye famous say we emra NPP amanyoko na ene womo edi womo birthday omanya 29 years. Enti NPP amanyoko na tena ye kese e won krapompene mantemum ena mampani na nado danko akufado e de sansam ye tudwa wo kire se ne government and ne party no or policies programs to address challenges oh my Ghana ye kom sese ya enam soma enra mranten maba watisi montene so fix the country omo eye demonstration e beko na ensemo president anado danko akufado de tudwa e wo NPP atena ye kese enkra pompone mantem no ye de kakra abremo na chairman Freddy Blay national chairman e de ma NPP amanyoko no so kire se de deni ade a ekoso no eno no ensesa mampani na nado danko akufado eni emfa emfri eye na mamu a obuo ho yenkotie mampani na nado danko akufado mraka kransa.
Stronger and stronger, to grow stronger and stronger, and that strengthening of our party, its organs, is going to mean one thing, and I'm very, very confident of it, that on the 7th of December 2024, the new MPP presidential candidate is going to win the election of 2024. So our objective, our responsibility is to do whatever it is necessary to make sure that that victory is forthcoming. We have to continue our way forward in Ghana. We cannot accept the backsliding that takes place every now and then. It hasn't benefited our nation, and it will not benefit our nation. The foundations that we're laying today for the prosperity of our nation are going to be shaken if again, through our own fault, we allow the path to progress to be diverted. Yes, the nation is facing challenges, difficulties. But these challenges and difficulties can and will be overcome. They can and will be overcome because we have the policies, we have the program, and we have the values that will enable us to continue our journey of development in freedom.
President Nana Danko Akufo-Addo ne yetene kan we ye nem ye MPP amanyuko na tena ye kese won krapompene mante MPP amanyuko no eri 29 years nti wono ebodwa mampenimfo wawoni tuasenki nipa birthday party kese pa na we kra de omo ekire say selected few bi na omo di dwuma no wo MPP amanyuko atena ye kese ya mampeni na Nana Danko Akufo-Addo kasa de fa fix the country demonstration e course no o chese ne party or the policies and programs to fix challenges oman ye komosese no eche no o kire say candidate bi MPP amanyuko nde ne beba 2024 elections no kwambia so kianeke the win the elections. We His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo nsemo de tudwa chairman was Mawu Freddy Blay so say NDC amanyuko no noin so mudeda omo eye bebrebe no eno no entimi en confuse abana na say entwi abana dwene emfri adwuma ewoso mo ye ho emma omane entumpon fix the country demonstration course organizers na kire say omo eye omo ntoto ya entebia no omo edebeko other parts of the country na omo edisa demonstrations ne bi akwakohye so ewo hono na ensemfo from no ase north mrasebegani openi James Kessben Cape Coast High Court a ruling saying you can so Gina Bebia friend who say where Mrasbe get so more a send off about Tom Pesfiason papa no akọ file list of execution and Emma Ene or Shenimu say appeal numnia dia one more afaliano, Ubetimi attackos or cottono, Egitum Ubetima attackos, now a cosway and a Juma Semra Spigani, Edema, they show more sin of a bottom pesiaso. Emfa Hone say, or Corny Crum, no NDC leaders nibi, a coye, na na B, no more a say, a contempt of court, so then addition to no catcher woman say, one of the Estelo who say, what I say MP demand this year, one more a sin of a bottom pesiaso, a big room, not yet the home come. Na I say no for city ya say by election never so say Emma so no and they other Jemfiso so to yankra say whether through the court and I say baby be a befabiano NDC amanyuku betakoso no more kuta seat in the mum e wa ase no for baton pesia so ye be rem na ya hwe entotie ne ahoboa parties ahodo no wo mo eye o mu lazy o mu boot atwen say easy e be bo pe say bia da say ye kwakwa by election ewo eye ase no for baton pesia so sagle means and some no nya sam ketwa na aspe genu o mo aspe yesiema de show mo certificate south baton pesia so Collins Dauda eni nipa nan ye ka no ho ne court mo bail ema sika wo chato mo tiri so $322 million and wo chato mo tiri so e de mo bail mo passport no nya de na no court na hye se wo mo emfa emeto court no nkosi se ye bedi asem na wie se wo son sabroba na waba be joniema na wo ko ba bi se ne bibi wo akire susu na niemra ene wadi nipa pinu na akasa de afa ho ora ET mensa e kire se ono no penso o mo starte hu nhise ne ade the late professor Atamels penso o mo ye ntoto ne ade no na contract ne mu ene nkrata mu no na e wo se adan 5,000 and na wo se $200 million no esie o man kwa ni se bi o mbesi ni faces and I say in hwa bia into bi gina ba bi no keka sansem no a no kre bia nim same jamfi e de reply aba ama ada nipa binum so so mo party nim ebi mu kra fi se ase sa asemwe no e de cracks kakra e ba e wo NDC amanyuku num ye behwe na ye de hu nkomo pa enwumre minority so I press conference e kire se omo hunu se aban we so boapa na what they Collins Dauda de no momo ka omo a e wo mrasbe gefiem Honorable Haruna Idris so minority leader eno ne nuanom ye nsemtwefo nhie mu na omo ekasa defense ansemi ho e wo court na ibira ye be fafa ho kakra na ya hwe ho nkomo ene president Nana Danko Akufo-Addo na wo screens ne so no ene ora kusi ejaben ena mampani Nana Danko Akufo-Addo isai ebhwema ni isai se Ghana ye new special prosecutor na president ya tugase wonu ho da se eyowura Martin Ebi Kamidu o ma o pa no ma ne kodi se adwuma na mra sorry in ne koso ne dey wo Jubilee House no yenko na yenkoti se ne isi koye kakra na mbeba ma bedwafo akwaba.
The President of the Republic, the Chief of Staff, the Secretary to the President, officials of the Presidency, my mate and friend, the Honorable Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Nanano, MP from Taiso, and all invited guests here. Mr. President, I deem it a great honor that I have been given this opportunity to serve my nation in this high office. And I express my gratitude for the confidence you have reposed in me. Mr. President, we are confronted by two pandemics. One is a health crisis, and its outlook is very macabre. The other is not a health crisis, but it is also a pandemic, which is corruption itself and corruption-related activities. The zeal with which your administration has approached the fight in respect of the health crisis, I also see in respect of the other pandemic, which is corruption. And as I come into this office, I pledge to the people of Ghana, as I said exactly 2 weeks ago, that I am going to work assiduously with deliberation to suppress and repress corruption. I said 2 weeks ago at Parliament that I will not be naive to assume that I am coming to stop corruption. it is innate in humans. But as much as possible, my office is going to drive it down and repress it to its barest minimum. When my name was mentioned as the nominee for this position, much was said about my nomination. Nothing negative was said about my competence. Everything had to do with my youthfulness, my age. But if that is so, Mr. President, I can only express the thanks of the youth of this nation that you have given youthful persons the opportunity to serve, just as my friend and mate, the Honorable Attorney General Minister for Justice. And the youth of this nation should feel proud that they have their own represented in such high offices. This is our time, the youth of this nation, to carry on up the development of our nation.
For lawyer Kisi Ejabeni etene kanono na sesei President Nana Danko for after ne vetenoa appointment committee of parliament eji nutumu ewo na speak fie mu no na dru se mampani Nana Danko for the behwe no so yenti ne na se dwumade ne koso ewo Jubilee House a wachim se dwumane de this is the time of the youth na onim se yenuanom mabunu nyina beta na chi ama adwumana ko Senye, yesi eshe ne mu se ebekono. Adwumre show no produced by Brutal Bright Entry. Ekwa PAC asarbedi akon mrante ne mabawa na wo Kessben TV ne Kessben FM news ne bokidom adwumre ma bia wo bia ne ye ba ne aba besom wo. Obetime de test say WhatsApp and say test ediafa 0555 495031 0555 495031 eno ene line ye de ye adwuma anwumre adwenche no nsusie wo de for hono ba ye bekenkan ede ama anwumre mpanimfo a meni omo esi nkonya eye Owura Philip Ofori Asante dodo na efrene Pofa wo ye NPP parliamentary candidate in the 2020 elections for Adanse Formina Abato Empesua. So Mr. Philip Ofori Asante dodo na efrene Pofa Pofa kwaba
Dena.
If you boko
Chris Adaruma.
Ye de radiase we force so ho ye.
Boko.
Ye de radiase. Sa so and Francis Addo so NDC communication team member ewo Asante Mantemu. Francis Addo so abakan ho ofia ha mamana kwaba Francis akwaba if you boko
yo baga nyame adom ya na de chinie ba na ka ho
na de chinie ba na so Matiase
ya na de aso
Matiase pa nje abuso fo mpanimfo amienu ena ye no mo esi nkonya nwumre yi na ye di dwuma no ewo punch dwumadie so ena de ya hyase cha ndu modie na chese ye sore dwumadie ne so ma men hyase mfemfri Francis Honomo na President Nana Danko Akufo-Addo fix the country demonstration eba so ene at the MPP omo 29 years because a birthday and I say a celebration or the to just a party or the policies and programs are omo edebe fix the current challenges of my Ghana ye komu Francis ndisi mu hunu sa
Yaw Boamah medin kan achia metifo ne mahwefo nyina omohwe Kessben TV ewo Facebook ne bia na machia me mpesua sofo kwada sofo nyina metichu ne ya parliamentary candidate Honorable Eric Asibe and your chairman so na machia we school for nyina ke university 10 for nyina omohwe me nyina Yaw Boamah I think it's in kind of but fix the country for Abaso. Say and some koso ewo oma yimu nyoma enye dream ne kata hye se project kankan ne nyoma ya kwan a enye ni nyina sansense ni nyina omatimi ene enra eye o ye kire Ghana fo nyina se Ghana fo enhwe entie na aban no so entie ensemi enka no nanka yebeka se ana meje disi betina be bia ka se fix the country for nanka NDC for na share na so enra me hu NDC ni bia ho ntia kire wo se we ye Ghana for esu a omusu enye se amanyokuo bi na share na amanyokuo no kire se wenye se de ye hwe ni mfonu so ni na ye hwe mfonu so na kire se eye Ghana for mabunu ani mpinifo na atu omoto omo agu montene so kire se oman na yetimu no nyoma atete apansam wo yewura president na Akufo-Addo aban mu okay nti mebo na organize the program ni na abaso Libya Boga yes MPP 29 years birthday na wodi yi Ghana mampanyi yewura Akufo-Addo ho na okeka kansem bi ending kan Libya na abrebia se ye mampanyi mitie eyi obekasa yi o kasa mpo no utimi se ne kasa no ensisi so free sense ma na wo ka no bebiri o hwa na enim sesen enne wo hwe de we Ghana yedru bibia ye ko enne me check dollar to cedi no 6 cedis
dollar to
one say cedi dollar to cedi ratio over Ghana cedi ba ko obinya Ghana cedi nsia na ade ato dollar ba ko so 6 cedis to $1 mebo okay sure na emre bi etwam NDC aban wo so na rate no na etesen if you want to do the comparison de bia o kan you people for some wonka na ye hwe enu ye bi din kan the debt stock currently minia Libya I think say joy news for a year omo ye eyi bi baaye concerning Ghana your debt stock omo publisher no enre ya na ohwe from the chemity for no na hwe we are my joy online e wanna me source if na Bank of Ghana on debt Bank of Ghana say your current debt omo de baaye we 2015 na Ghana ni bebia e de 3,333 and ABC
is a 33 million
2016 yefra ban mu no na Ghana ni bebia e de 4,066 that is 40 million and 66 Ghana cedis
okay
2017 MPP aban e take over omo de ye call 4,733 that is 47 million 2018 and omo de ye ba 5,766 2019 MPP aban e de ye call 7,266 2020 last year omo de ye call 9,700 currently as at June ending year Ghana ni bebia de 11,133 Libya Boga sisi ewoti we wo ye wadwuma wo ummo bi abosia nanso nese yesi ye che Ghana abosia nyina wabo egu ya ye yetemamufo so a Libya Boga
Ghana ye kai
ye de se na ni na abosia mu a na am ya deka
okay ye
deka na wo deka me so me deka ono abo deka 11,133 in 2020 June year okay you better catch COVID now so minia COVID enye Ghana nko na COVID enya am COVID was not an epidemic, it was a pandemic. We are seeing enough and then you na experience COVID o hwe aman Ghana ni na aman o metwa ye ho ahia and you look at how they are performing after COVID as a Ghana they say COVID no ye shede tu no aha ne free bae and ye de COVID na bubu ye man ne kra. The truth is that aban ne bisika no ekoye campaign into the election sika na ewu ni na nti no ye wie ye so kaya ye Minister of Information ye real 2020 introduce you almost 10 taxes or can join you to say free water and free electricity na ye enjoy no and no taxes na ye ba betua
tana COVID na ma free water na sa na ma ne bae
sa COVID asem na me cho say sa COVID o kwa kan de be she COVID asem but se wo hwe Nansenya Yura ato forcing presentation bi na ochre said the Ghana they be MPP aban say COVID no the factors that cause us and or is causing us amaya be do sa bibia dream wo de no to nchen ahwe enne Ghana health system hwe yakwan hwe mabu no nya adwuma nye me hu say Nansenya president say 1 million jobs eba menua 1 million jobs no I say na kodie ya create 1 million jobs ya no be kan see ya create now so be call grounds no na bibia ni ho planting for food and jobs you see a fan crab bebre wom where are they napco besin ne yentua bebre ka enti what are we doing na on my na president say oh or be fixing ye or ye ni ye na den na opeso ye what at all is he doing? These are mere rhetorics. De bia no waka no abegina platform so mampanyin no waka sana Ghana fo ye na ye de opepa twen ahwe sa adam jobs are government who are creating ye ni be hu menua ebi ni ho ye veti ye minister for labor and employment Yura Ignatius Bafuwa oka say Ghana ANPP aban government no wa employ over 2 million people 2 million no. Yeah. And now Yaw Boamah, your vice president, and so they have created 300 million jobs. The inconsistencies in their communication. Sa jobs no ewe. Inti se ne Ghana mampenyi esa kase obi create 1 million jobs. Asaba by the time he finishes his 4-year term, me na me hu ne se eye frakadam. Eye nsem keke na all ka dia dada Ghana for. Come to the grounds. And ne doko boy saying. And I know me ba o show so much. Na me kire say economics we have basic commodities that determine economics. Gari saying olunka saying. And ne doko no ba ko boy 2 Ghana cedis. NDC aban wo so no. Ni e to doko no 1 cedi. And so na Ghana for the MPP 4 catch and say the ye no enye NDC aban wo so fuel de na tonne say 28 cedis per gallon no na tonne sa na Ghana for say NDC aban ye NDC aban wo so the health system infrastructure ye pugu Ghana man na mu ye say oh ye ndi infrastructure ene ne ya yete hey today each and every Ghanaian is owing 11,133. That's what the buy ye twi kasemu aboame your friend say 110 million 110 million. And a car, Libya Boga, Ode. A car, no body, a car, me am tea, me de. Then your mind, ye, quay any man see a bayachi. Sadia Muswa near to presidents pay more. The percentage increase currently stands at 79% in a increment. Ministers, AG 53, deputy ministers, AG, I think it's 43 or 47. The 1 year Jumano, ewo formono. You're increasing by 4%. It is an anka 100 cities. Make us say there are 4 cities in your so. Is this fair to the ordinary Ghanaian? Okay. And so fix the country for unim. Something remarkable about this fix the country. Fix the country for shares are protest. There's been backs and forth with it. Yen chemo yet, ye be chemo ma ye yen chen and no more NDC forces and the whole screen so. Enra Ghana for a software any one now what Ghana work or dog Ghana man and the tea monte so and no more children and another way. In summer wo you ya kwan yet. Akwan na you John Dramani Mahama ye and I was yendi kwan. Hospitals or Prugu I was yendi hospitals. Schools are with CCC wa and next schools na baba wa free SHS. Me no work say e-blocks no. Catch me e-block ba kwa students in him. All the e-blocks are filled with students. The 46 that we promised, that we built, no. Ni nyinamu nanado yamam penyi free SHS or the mofra akwa kogum. Akwanya you don't draw money Mahama ye circle interchange and need the kika ye health system. Building a robust economy. And then say before say economy na enya 2016 yes na Ghana ni bia de ka 40 million and na Ghana ni bia de ka 110 million. Say impo minia say we must say COVID by 2020 na 9,007
Year 2019, na Ghana ni bia de ka 7,266 compare 7,266. Any 2016 na you free aban mu 4,066. Hey, and what's the difference? 3,000 plus difference. Libya Boga. Into when you say Nanado, your mampini, will perform better as in John Dramani Mahama. Then there's a lot of questions that needs to be asked. So emoluments create more wrestle be to any yenomka. Ye deny any ne was scrappy sala once here. Your first lady dear before say what times carry a cock.
Was in a party and in a government with the policies
Libya.
and programs to fix the current
Libya,
challenges of
what
the country.
are the policies? So what's why your policies are home? The policy is supposed to translate for us to see. And your paper son and common you. And the same carcass and quadring comes to make with an Libya Boga. It is works, not works. Action. Say your man penisi will critique or policies ni bibia in fear na lecture me. Say in fear na ya twaso no we ya twamu yedi kan. Na kan fear me ensa. In fear me ensa den ye behu. COVID na nko you. Ma ye nya ne say COVID no eko. Third wave na ebe. Yes delta variants. Delta variants na wo ho. And now Ghana Health Service cry say say ye delta variants ya be si ya nhwe ye hu ye mpo a won hwe ya. Ye be sa ko lockdown ni. And you call lockdown in the Ghana and better pasa. Minim say nuntina. You run another air to pay ministers government officials but then the people who are doing the work. Work from 7%. 4%. It's policies not there. Hey, you run another all baby dear 2016 before 2016, 2015 manifesto MPP they buy. Almost 80 so me create jobs, enabling environment, better Ghana. Sansen mo ka yin na yewura ye man pin na do. Ye 2021. Sansen kona no busoka. Intermediate minti
the president and Dan Kwaku for the intimate fix it. Your current challenges and then work at it.
Then you are fixing what? We gave
so
you
youth 4 years. Consensus.
4 years near the mouth in Ninkan. 4 years we fix it. Now you are in the next 4 years. In the next 4 years no. 1 year now, it didn't kind of. What you more than half. Then I'll be fixing. Meanwhile, some catch and say Ghana has at this current state, Ghana, your debt stock. Now, say, join news. Just say the only way to sustain Ghana is say Babo Bosia. Okay, I'm saying, then yeah, Mampenny Nanado say Ghana beyond aid. That was 1. 2. And so nobody be a what's Ghana for you now say. Yet is Casso, Naso Comedy. You are about me at Ghana for you for you, Sikano or Ghana. And today, what is happening? Why are we? I didn't think you ever drew Sah. Check, Graphon, check, a T for check, Graphon, Ocean be a say your war. Say, even say the court with the excuse, say the MPP are by me here, 2019 year. This is 2019. 7,266. Before 2020, or the year 9,700. So freebies now. Yet Omochama last year no during the COVID no. This year the taxes were shared to the ordinary Ghanaians. Ghana for now yes the taxes no. Yes I any na in taxes yes ye taxing Ghana for. Ye just what they just standing now back.
So freebies no say be e coffee sika free ye the freebies le bre no. O say sa kokotua sa de kronaka. Minia say sika no de mayen. Omo de boy bosia na so omo de mayen say ye COVID no bibia ye dru no. Amman omo to Africa ye de mayen say ye nje. Yet the my say engine and say Kobon, Bosnia, the baby, Yadaba sort of COVID. Yanti Ghana has a president catching will be 88 district hospitals. Sa address no 23rd address by the president. 88 Agenda 111.
Agenda 111. Any way 88 district hospitals na way. You busa your man penis e we fixing the country now. You nuanom etibu mountain so kan ye no. It includes economy. It includes our health system. Unemployment.
Okay.
Unemployment. Check. Say, Ken West be graduate student, Legon be graduate student, UCC be graduate, University of Education be graduate, Amustek be graduate, your private universities, your polytechnics. Where are all these people going?
Then the Francis Adoye NDC communication team member was Santeman Temoni attending Kanobusa say where are some ranked about where or more ebe graduate from your various universities or more echo. Robbie fashion designer near Dechemso, or said Dechemso near Golda Hotel. Or said the NDC is totally confused. The day and or more a year, dear de pa, and Omayama, this was sent off for Baton Pesuaso, or sending Chiang Koma. Honorable Dr. John Kuma, Deputy Minister for Finance, and Dr. Matthew Puku Prempe, way a Robbie fashion. Abdul Kadri or say Kessben TV, nice shoe, Yaw Boamah basso, offer Ketchri Adamsu or say God bless you. On Susone dear and or say good evening, Libya Boga, good evening, Minia. Or say a Sreman Penin and Danko Kufuado said Napco trainees, on fixing your macacrana. 700 Ghana and Senko Tumwa and Kebeboa. Say for 3 years now, 700 no de kakreka one Kebeboa mopa way free Evans asamwa upon or free krum and na or war. Or say media menya against any political party, but in your back can say yet or may my leaders no or can say munye serious. So be a kwakusi dine, yebe commission dino na manfonya baby dio mutiato no ye yakwen MPP ni NDC MPP ni NDC sa onu senya dia ebeboa yen. We if we say Kofi Pious or no so dia or de ebaye enono. Or say Libya Boga good evening or say NDC ni CPP members are or more efro mo say fix the country any dia deno. He or more percent or more disturb ya by noa ekeke we free Iceman barbering shop ebuakwa mensia Kumase ono so dia what they buy no. Or say Libya Boga good evening. Or say NDC money inti onya shame said ne or beka youth employment wansem ye musa se mampani da John Mama penso how many jobs and utimi kriti ye e de mam ranten ansana oba beka youth employment wansem we free Peter Yeboah Kwame Danso and all the way if we buy it. I mean call Honorable Philip Ofria Santi Pufa Honomo fix the country. President Anado Danko Kufuor say the government our policies and programs to fix our current challenges. NDC said Debbie Omosheni Emmanuel Debbie Bibiasa anyone. Philip Ofria Santi.
Yo, over Edikan, my main chair. Kessben radio, a TF on the Kessben TV, I have 4. And I dream a being so from a being coson from an impetuous for. Fix the country. Edika, my main chassis free baby. I mean, can say, Sabi, ubi boa pampa no show comedy. So, ubi boa pampa no show comedy. Fixing the country a responsibility of every government.
Okay.
So a binary responsibility say of fixing country no. It also means there's no country in the world of full employment. When we say full employment, what it means to say. Maybe and what we ask baby Abiboroma, Ubi or man be a juma oil.
Okay.
Our unemployment anyhow. Najuma oil and so maybe an juma oya when did you home so we juma. So there's no country in the world that has full employment.
Yeah.
But the dance in my view, a bino and a more bane and 2 years. Na ni so di ruben e na dan ni so e be kire se ni be mabru no benya rehemu aban mu se ye kwa ni mu no so papa bi e be ba ama mabru enya dwuma ye ana ma obetu na be kire na minu kuma kasa na me small analysis bi na o chef as if the country na or they could see economic debate. I wish I can go.
Economy no.
I wish I can go because offer just one. May pick just one parameter and prove to you say when it comes to management of Ghana's economy on parity, MPP versus NDC on any day, MPP is streets ahead, and there's no question about that.
Okay.
In fact, just 2 indices. I don't know, I can't want some. The first one is the dollar CD exchange rate.
Yes.
And he alluded to the fact that cedi no ahode no akogina 6 cedis to the dollar ene etino the manana President Nana Akufo-Addo mandate for 4 years in the last regime. It was started buying from 2017 January and we December 2020.
Yes.
And to be funny 4 years now they are caught to Yaw Boamah 4 years now. No, because I was okay. Yaw Boamah ebedia kunyano of $1 from in December 31st December 2012. Now the cedi to the dollar was 1,905 to $1.
Okay.
And so that is where Yaw Boamah picked it from. My own brother John picked it from, and ended it in December 2016 at 4 cedi 256, so 4.2.
Yeah.
Increase there 134% over a 4-year period. Nana Akufo-Addo ebe fa akonyano January 2017. The dollar was, the cedi to the dollar was, I was scribbling something down. We ended the period at 5.82, and if you compare, the differential was 36% over the 4-year period.
Nanado Danko.
Say, 1.905 and I decode with 4.256. 4.256 for free, and I decode with 5.82. Okay, so what the end and also the start here. If you draw comparison over the 4-year period in terms of percentage, over the 4-year period, the cedi depreciated by 36%.
As against Muhammad, they are
134%. It is independent. So, Mr. Host, the money share and I said, Mr. Addo, the money share on say farmer sell pay me dollar and cedi. The amount say farmer or mummy not the best and some business. Oh, me the when it comes to when it comes to debates, you know, I keep saying so. That's why I started by saying it's the government's responsibility. Exactly. When it comes to debates, for me, you must go with candor. Okay, and for me, meaning say deep down within you, will be depreciating the cedi by 134%, and will be depreciated by 36%. Obviously, but the 36%. Yeah. Or mining in Abejeje. Yeah. 2. December 2020. Or January 2020, when Nana second term is starting, the president's second term is starting, he's picking the dollar from 5.82 and now it's 6. Yes. Okay? The change is 3%. If you annualize that, it's 24% for the. If you annualize that, it's 6% for the year, and if you actually compound it for over the 4-year period, you are talking 24%. So really, where is the discomfort in the free? I mean, seriously speaking, I don't get it. I mean, it's me. I keep saying, say, someone who say we're going to some of these debates. Don't even scratch the surface, because if you scratch, you lend yourself to all manner of debates and arguments which may not go well for. Anyway, so on the dollar cedi exchange rate, this morning I think will be friendly from Kessben. Yeah, no didn't come on. And I said, so there's no panic. There shouldn't be any panic. There's no cause for alarm at all. First and foremost, they analyze it. What are the factors are? The immediate spike, the spike over the last 2 weeks, it's simply because this is the period for the payment of dividends for most multinational companies, especially the banks. So foreign banks are operate to Ghana, and some could do dividends. Definitely, $dollar the cedi dollar exchange rate is just determined by the force of demand and supply, just like any commodity. What I say? It's a short-termist, a very short-termist. And we all know, say in September every year, cocoa ball pumps not less than $1 billion into this economy. So there's no really need for that kind of panic. Now back to face the country. Mubakaya, Emra, Nana, President, His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, COVID pandemic no brain or can be. That's a Ghana for a reef. Said ex-president, His Excellency John Kayano, said Ghana for a reef, yeah, someone to do. A reef, yeah, someone to do. So, or can be or see. Minimum say, or mine no economy no a best say. Was our COVID dream. As me prepared some say economy said the Belgian pound quite. Because you know quite before so I fix the economy no. But the pound quite you ain't been fix it. Yeah. Some guys okay. It's the attention and everything for me has been geared towards fixing the people during the pandemic. So that we won't me be yankwa at transit. Yeah. Umuya unimdi obinya. It is said here, o mine no ebe koye nimu no na onimi no wo be trans na ye gbo ko na no here. Yeah. Okay? It is so ya bedri president say me ya hu bibi. Na sabe the worry don't know. Okay, so very na buy yin chim. Yeah. Ye o man mu and I buy the buy. From 2011 to 2016, was we nurse we ma we school yam for yam fan nurse ni bien we school fan adwuma. Teacher for agri or more call technical agri colleges, environmental health. Yam for be adwuma. And I buy in 4 years, or making sure so backlog na sabi o mess na o create you know sabi nipa na wi school a yem fa na dwen na o compound the unemployment problem o mess na o jai no wa ko bon compound action na chi and wa ko fa no wo fa san kofo no ba so naturally what 4 years enye some mess na o create you know but what has it been himself pay or my aban we buy what has it hu bibi it's a be mabura na ka mu wi school mu titifie ya kwachire ne fa mo dwum eba some teacher near and I said nurse near o wi school 2011 2012 13 14 be 2018 and oda so tifie e bi ni ho eno stress aban no e bon ho modern. It also mean I'm just focusing on because of the time you know. I say you narrow down to pick 1 or 2 issues and deal with it. So now over a long term, as you been a buy no, and the actual crime said the bear or mine or my mutufono and as the movie is coming in Jumaye. No more in this skills and so to me. Anya skills are sabi bemo metimenya employable skills no metimenya ejuma. I buy this look going forward. Maybe the next phase of my program, they say maybe critique skills development centers. I have to take a maba and ma bunu. I will salujuba kwan so said the beya we sukua on one kasa bitimi afa apejuma e de aye. Na on kasa me na me fa na juma saban. It be create the enabling platform. I buy responsibility no. Edika etoso me no. What say me say ye companies do so Ghana ha. Na say productive capacity no kosora. Enipa benye dwuma ye. Ne kwa be ne be fa so be create the industrial platform. Ama nipa benye dwuma ye. And one of the country campaigners, one of the banners I read was say bring back increments factories. So there what of marathon going? About we say to fix that problem, I've been introducing a vigorous industrialization platform through the One District One Factory program. The idea, and yes, one, it will fix the economy. It will reduce. Your dollar, the cotton, you know, about employment and so the employment generation will be so high. About cost. So this is a buyer. We're very serious and is so committed to fixing unemployment in this country. But take me that Frank Kasa he alluded to it. Say, with the NDC MPP, and so campaigners in Bidro no with the president at them.
But I didn't know what Ghanaians.
hang on.
Francis,
Francis, me feel say ebe boy say no problem na waka wonu otum kakra. Francis, o kasa na me wa ha. No problem. Good. Inti ebe boy say. No, see, we are Ghana here.
Me person will be taking notes na mama na.
No, they react to it. That's when I have a civil problem. You see, yes, I said, say, fixing the country is a responsibility of every government. That for me is given and yet debatable. But a quite fast to express your views and X-ray, baby, I free air. A quite fast to you did I want to done a dima manfu and X-ray baby free ba X-ray bobre. So now. Omo Ghana for yes, say the friend okay. Omo Ghana for now Ghana near. And my whole question the matwana. I mean, seriously, you have every right to say anything about, you know, Sabi. I'm no we are still back. You may choose not to be truthful. But not your choice. Obey what you say your own kind of fine. But media may say, you see, a babe casa, I'm a Ghana for at the no more tea the air can normally a jumadia, look ready here. It is somewhere cost bag, face the country, Nina and Credi, so important. They talk about presidents, so basically 88 district hospitals. In fact, me take criticisms now. Me think I'm say, you be a friend when you swadi huno. President vision say every district in Ghana must have a district hospital as a way of revamping the health sector of this country. Meaning why bonnet. And now, once he lays out the policy initiative, a friend and now befa. I call every district. I call one a so-called social as I say BC hospital also. 2 a so yeah layout. 3 a so yeah designs. 4 a so cost. 5 a so cost we are. A fee na pay the funding for the development of those hospitals. So any one day in a day.
Yeah.
And to Castle BC district hospitals. Ghana for Adaruma. Yeah they another 4 years, I don't know. Yeah, you just say 4 years, the best one. Now, or the 88 hospitals, no, they free here could do here. But the Mujidi on another Abamu. We share a moment, you share MPP manifesto from December 2017. Every single manifesto item was touched on. Every single manifesto item. You may not have completed it because fixing the country is not an event. It's a process. So start from somewhere and then you continue and it will not end. It will go on and on and on and on.
Okay.
What I say? The patcho hospital picking up any event. There's a process that it has to go through. You need to get parliamentary approval. Sabe ye prepare kopap and come up America. Next time one can someone major can so move see hospital cry no. Let's come parliamentary approval mama major. Then also go ask some way you come. Yet the no create better the yet the process is not the fact. The success the consequences the fast near the adwuma. Okay. Near the adwuma we are one me in your son faso. Sabe Frank Bay are in na fe nya butin na hospital.
The Honorable Philip Oforia Sante were NPP parliamentary candidate for dance for Mena and a financial expert. Bene pa sikasem and then into TM de wa bene pa messages ne kakra na menhwe amanfo de a omo edi aba wa ha say o say ni din de okay I'm sure Hasina yanking camo messages no ekakra or say the day at the Peter Yeboah from Kwame Danso or say okay the NDC man kasa defa unemployment on na enye djuma OPK Goso or say the NDC super incompetent and omo flag bearer mampeni da Mahama clueless no omudo mu hu no say mampani dada mahama ne NDC amanyuku no 8 years a omo ebedi no IMF freezy employment nyina na mampani na nado dan kwakufa ne MPP abamba ye e no ma start ya omo efa adwuma
run to them for policy credibility and so cause IMF so more political credibility so one kasa policies are ingrown policies we need confidence we na my policy credibility
okay NMA freezy
exactly
employment nyina okay OPK go so no so no message or the buy eno no Emmanuel Navrongo say while the ordinary Ghanaians are lamenting in poverty, President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo air kasa for the next election and the next flag bearer of the MPP. Or see you see the relevance of fixing the country, one regional capital, one fix the country demo. Emmanuel Navrongo and or the message we buy. Teacher Kujo Tepenyine Siso or say fix the country and the NDC or say a branch of NDC or ma fix or ma ye to make the government unpopular. Na ni omuye biano enya dia ebesia ga was greetings to honorable Najima Prempe NADMO Director General ono so ne de no or Libya Boga because Ghana ye was short memory nti sene mampeni da dwomama eka ye no eno nti enamene amamfo are starting to fix the country na fix the country o hwani ma mampeni na nado danko akufo ne MPP abanya ya still ya amamfo kasa nsemi a o say Ghana mpa your short memory we if we Iceman Brain Shop Buakwa Menshia Kumase on so ne de no or say God bless the NPP man people completed school but weren't employed under Nanado so he has employed okay now watch say amanfo wie school mampani na nada Akufo-Addo pension na ene waba be fado do no so hwe ene mrante ne mabawa o mawura napkomu omo so omura security agencies no wabra finance ministry ama clearance for about 11,000 people aye be form do mawura security agencies no office mampani na nada Akufo-Addo apomodin pa Francis fix the country, President Nana Akufo-Addo policies and programs to fix our challenges. Ye kum say pufa achechim also nene nyagene.
Many can pick it from district hospitals no asem no. I think say obi any who for say Ghana Wampani say o make such a bold statement. Na honorable Eka say the statement he made no and then it was in himself also fa your friends and your man be more and sana seek approval from parliament, acquire the land and everything. Me read the news item be a free city news. President's address on my concerning in April. Time I can 88 district hospitals no asem no.
Okay.
I'm talking about 2020 yes during the lockdown no.
Yeah, I just want to.
He said that or can be kind of buffer say we intend on agenda 88 God willing everything will be okay for us to start in July. We are hoping that by the end of June, which was the next year, all arrangements that need to be done would have been done so that by the end of July we would begin.
That is in 2020 not
2020.
Okay. In July no can in 2021.
In 2021 we no can answer.
Okay.
I want to make sure that within a year all of those projects will be completed. President and like Assassin we say actually Ghana for and you'll be a force and on that within a year he is going to build the 88 district hospitals. We are questioning say 88 district hospitals now we see no. Within the said period now can you accomplish it? Because many hospital could be obese see. Send a chips compound, no can say a chips compound. And as you see a bit mercy. But if it is a district hospital and a qualified hospital infectious diseases that is what he wants to what he wants to build. The infectious disease centers no. And no person OCBR. And me engineer I can never subscribe and believe what the president is saying. Because said the honorable Kanye, your processes IFM and ansana ubesi ba akwawie akwakosi mienu akosi miensa to 88 no meje di sena yewi Nana Akufo-Addo time no cry na academic. He had even finished it.
And he take you off together.
Senior, that is not possible. The reason I'm saying it's not possible is the funding for these 88 district hospitals has not yet even been brought to Parliament. And July, you say August, right? August money away, and everything was supposed to start, was supposed to be ended by June, right? You're free June, you're July, August money away. These particular 88 district hospitals, Parliament ain't receiving BBR concerning it, and we need to get the funding.
So, I'm moving a call agenda 111.
Senior agenda 111 says
111.
111.
Yes.
So 111 district hospitals.
Yes, 111.
Right.
Yeah.
Senior, yeah, dear, dear, Omampinino, obey. NDC are bind dear. You can't, you can't see UG Medical Center, no. You see, Bank of Ghana, you see, Ridge, you see, Bekwai, you see, and other district hospitals that we built, you see, and they are evidence. They are all evidence. What do you mean? Can't you say?
Hospitals started free former president.
Senior, but then the NDC government came to you see, government is a continuous business, and we should always have that in mind. Sure. And to say, Bibinia, we are supposed to come and then continue. Yeah, by young said, yeah, your friend is saying, yeah, schools, e-blocks, okay. That is not the NDC. Mate. Also, CD a year now honorable, and that's the very last one I want
Francis,
to
Francis, commercial break a minute. In some few seconds.
Sir, economics of percentages. No, let's just look at it on the ground. A translated saying form. So that time now, NDC, okay, so the marginal difference was 139. What kind of percentage?
134.
34.
Yeah,
senior,
in NDC.
I'm asking. Certainly to fool saying. Now, Gary, no, look at it saying. See, these are basics, basic economics. Some human near ton saying, and then that's saying. That is what we need to ask ourselves.
But didn't the Francis Sado ye die hona yaton kraba sisia ye ba ye betwaso e wo fie habiem.
When there's nowhere to go, relax. But if you have to step out for work or play, go for the ultimate. Get your office suits and blazers, dapper, formal and bridal wear, elegant. Go for the ultimate. Dressing to do business on a weekday or party on the weekend? Shop at the ultimate. Wholesalers and retailers of classy fashion for ladies and gentlemen. Shoes, suits, dresses, shirts, and beautiful accessories. Formal or casual, look good. Get your swag at better prices. Shop at the ultimate, Prempeh the 2nd Street, next to Barclays Bank, Edum Kumasi. Telephone 0244-234-432. That's 0244-234-432. Sadi Feo Fair. Jewel swag with the ultimate.
Opa baby didi ama ho atoa. Eno ani factory varieties. Eduane papa ma ho din. E ma onyini yie. So we parties, this is a birthday party. Where ye wedding parties, wedding reception. Factory varieties here nuane mu ahodo. Local dishes, this is banku ne tilapia, yam pesie. Continental dishes, so jollof rice, fried rice.
Your pastries more hodo. The cupcake, crumbs, chips, shortbread.
Factory varieties train one yama bebre.
Cake decoration. I phone sorry them and in a reception see flowers will be guitar and the flower girls baskets. Hat making, gele making.
Ya won't allow Niema, I would do our hojo station for now. Ya new creme for sorry dining. We like this, step in so clean.
Shakunkro Kasen, India, me mining to Wayra, and Nunti, as I see a dada brabo, and India, a fire brabo. Ye Betty, a once a co, nephew, ye Benno. A draw we are as a sound, Dr. Yes, or show. Empo air Satia was a sound now for Irish. Way and near Kikahu. It's in a Kessben media, a stay health, a bro, Quesia day, and a Quesia de Via. If we said, don't have a community at Piazza, because it's a normies, a bebo. Yatusa, and the Fred dating an intimate. Ya won't you day, our Pomodins, and no dim come, and what's one was a church show, and what's in your day, our Pomodin, and Kai said a bro or house, so soon betting me afraid.
Hello, good afternoon.
na ne wonti ase no bisa ama dokota fo beba no ato won bo ase akyerem e de akyere wo
onya de ya ye pesi ho ane se boso me bia oba na ebra
enu ti kwasi adai tie me na hwe me e wo Kessben TV ene Kessben FM na yidi ko fo
actually say property fridge there ekulu papa if you had there property near my kwana me use esan say mama fie ha ye fene ma brabo no so ye mrese my property
mommy I want ice cream
so what the fridges freezers TVs air conditioners washing machine gas cookers microwaves blenders electric irons rice cookers
any near ka ho biara top papa preko property there enu ne ye gigi
property electronics eye papa entry enam kania ya fridges no wo de shame a na cool san say ya compressors no ho den pa wo benye bi ato e wo Ghana fa na nyina wo pe bi etu ato
Tony Sack Electronics SD Karam Dynamo e wo edum Kumase e ben method is asori property top papa preko
papa and to them bema mo nyina hwe sa no security e den odo na me hunam ntise o sa na me wo pimples ne kotwa for me hunam ni nia na madam for bi so na me go share new life cream sister me na say skin na ye basa no betumi use am our pimples ne wo kotwa ne wo bibia almost sound so what other products say samra od be dware nko a obesra nko ob be wo tini num na ye fonfon inte mami twa wa no na ye fana menye bia to obenya no wo any cosmetic and herbal shop ojo me ko compare this is for sure I have a new life cream but na mati say I have the new product be about dream hey my friend but you dey yini na man why new life cream fantastic new life cream is a game changer papa
this advertisement has been vetted and approved by
It's a wonderful day. It's a beautiful morning. It's a wonderful day.
Out of four, Emrenaso, Edijumelia to the match, and Eddie Brown. Free no pep, copy no pep, and Jordan copy Fiala. If the Sammy Nema, Namako studio, Nayelish. I want to see a pair of pepper. Many of your fortress, the Pemuka Jimmy. We are on him like a minute 20 balance. And the Akudia wants someone have to be kick off everyone.
Manchester Medina Sugusa would in a brass for Manchester. Yet a good was some kick off and the day Bramo. Conco for closer and on a paying bubble.
I was for some of my crab bio about the punch Jumedi so Kessben TV so yes I see you live on Kessben FM 92.9 Accra, Kessben FM 93.3 Kumasi, Portes 88.3 and also so I was singing about so and here live on our social media platforms in our so oko Facebook now we wear Kessben TV yes streaming live or no more Kessben FM yes streaming live or so and our oko YouTube Kessben TV yes streaming live Twitter Instagram yeah wo Kessben media yes streaming live or no more comments no and we join the to no ma ye be kenka ediama enyumre Philippo Foria Sante Donald friend Pofa where NPP parliamentary candidate for dance from na okay financial expert was here no chemu Matthias Ofia has say so when Francis Ado a leading member of NDC and also NDC communication team member Donald friend say Chinieba Matthias
non-living things cannot give birth to living things.
Really?
Matthias need to be some friend government. Osumba is because
I'm a follower of the theory of evolution. I'm a follower of the umbrella.
Okay.
In the process of evolution, Darwinism tells that you can evolve from being Oson to humankind. It cannot evolve from here to humankind.
Francis says it's a matter of time.
No, this is evolution.
You evolve.
This is evolution theory. I don't believe.
Yeah. Francis McKee even now.
Yeah, so quick reaction.
First
one was can we say
you fix the country.
Comparative analysis of
the economy, no,
the economy,
and a dollar, city dollar,
a theoretical. It only exists,
especially with the percentage.
I don't know where he's getting that from, because it is never true that when you are analyzing, say, "Sabi, me tiska koto dollar ende at 6 cedis." Now 4 years ago, me turn 5 cedis. We see, me analysis, comparative analysis, no, it only exists. Those prices translate into the price of goods and services in the country, and it is that which drives inflation in this country.
I spoke about figures now and the economics now, because these figures now they will continue to exist on our papers, but then it's translating to the pockets of the ordinary Ghanaian. No. Concerning these figures, but then still,
Mr. Host, Frank in Tiasi say, Francis in Tiasi say,
sometimes the same thing.
Francis on Tiasi say, not more kind, and the media so many way. No problem. And yet, forum say, ye tango, say, uka maka. Na de me ngaya me de ma no pesa me kama tiefo ate e basa mu ama tiefo entminya informed positions on these matters. It mean Francis minye kuma no Mr. Ode obey me moa na nyina tiefo moa say ka obetwa no na ye betwa so.
I'll take a bite.
But just rebutting. I'm not making any in-depth analysis about it. I mean, look, eti offer a typical example is the price of cement. Now, when His Excellency Don Mahama was taking over this country, cement was being sold at 14.5 cedis, and then it closed at 28.5 cedis. I mean, almost 100% rise. Okay?
Over a 4-year period. Take you over next 14
to 28. I mean, almost 100% rise.
Okay.
So, and see, it's driven mostly by the products of the dollar CD product. So, and Yura President Akufo-Addo Beshomu offered from 29.5 cedis no. Sa product now come market cotton 32.5 R. Emrana move no. Now you need differentiated products that were open to the public will be able to kokotobie. It is you must compare apples to apples And so if you are, oh yes, sir, comparison now, we fun say, okay, in fact, now product are now 32.5 hours. It's that they are 32.5 hours. Sabrino, I'll take about 29 cities, and they saying average 40 cities. In fact, the attachment is selling at 30 cities. So you cannot even talk about the fact that it's sitting around even 40 cities. It's far less. So the point I'm making is that the rise, the change in quantity of money terms because it be across road. But natural fact, and this no how and Kessben can beton by 70 cities this year.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
In fact, your minimum walk away would have been 60 cities. Say rise, 100% rise. They are noted to rise by 100% over a 4-year period. In fact, there's historical antecedent to that.
No.
Francis,
I'm saying there's a history to it. There's a history to it. So far, done from 14 cities, and they could do 28 cities, 100% rise. And I'm about taking from 28 cities, and I could do in fact 40 cities. Okay, even less.
And they almost 50.
It's almost 50%. Yes. Good. I am saying that to football. So can you really know nothing the 100% rights now we are used to know. And the walk away they will give us as Ghanaians is 60 cities. And indeed, it is so because if you take that, these are the things that translate into inflation. And that is why in NDC regime, you always see inflation on the rise. Relatively, you have a much slower price change in NPP regime than you would have find in NDC regime.
Okay. Which is not true.
Come on. How do you measure it?
Not.
Okay. So Francis says it's not true, but I ask him, how do you measure the relative changes? You measure it by the rate of inflation. The rate of inflation you left at 15%, and it is now sitting at below 10%. So seriously speaking, if you say it's not true, what are you talking? I mean, you cannot win this because the figures are not. You see, you may propagate. You may have your own propaganda. You may do all manner of things. But if you do, I'm not talking exchange rate. I'm saying if you do, the macroeconomic indicators will expose you.
Really?
Including the exchange rate.
That's the new line.
No, come on, I'm saying that. I'm the one saying this. I'm saying you may propagate. But if you do,
Mate,
this is not propaganda.
Again, Francis, 88 hospitals in Wansam. I said the president, nobody forced the president to make those allocations. The president said in 1 year, you pay your home cratasim and started. Now, dear, okay, take to June. Month when July best started. 1 month to pay. 1 month to pay. Francis, I'm just saying, let's be fair and sincere. No. You'd agree with me. You'd agree with me. Say, me as president, I'll show you my vision, and this is the direction I want to go, and then set in motion processes to get all the issues sorted out.
Sure.
It doesn't. I mean, I may say 1 year from now, but just 3 months. What is the big deal about it?
That is why I said that we are waiting to see what the president will do.
So wait to see, but don't criticize it now.
We have every right to criticize. It's our president. When you say something, we should subject it to street proof.
Mate. Or say, within the Amauga Francis from Seshi Bonsum Kwanta, or say, fix the country demo. What is the main agenda? We Amauga so question Obusa from Sule Sunyani KTK, or say the country can never be fixed until the 1992 PNDC deformed 40 constitution is first dealt with. We Sule dear, or say constitution yesheshe edebe appease a former dictator and in Yamabi to say problems or money comes say no say fix the 1992 constitution if you want more kono ye bekwen we Sule KTK on Sonedi our day ebaye Hail Selassie from Goso or say in terms of infrastructure development, better economic planning, peace and security, law and order, creation of jobs, NPP is far better than NDC. So let's vote again for NPP. We Hail Selassie on Sosonedia what they ebaye and no. Okay, Yanko Saglami.
Interesting topic.
And then courts. A Suitifi South NP Collins Dowda and 4 others bail now more passport near the day has been deposited at the court. The Saglami say nipa binom fi say there some cracks eba NDC amanyuku no if say Same Jemfi kato anom iti mensa kato anom Standogbe say instead of say prosecute Collins Dada no ye yenko prosecute iti mensa mum issues no amafo fi say there some cracks be ba NDC amanyuku no dey
NDC still
minorities so a press conference and
the NDC still remains resolute and yes and in cracks via memo iti mensa honorable Council of State member now when it seems he's enjoying certain things be I would mean kind of correct. And then I would say that old age is not also allowing him. Unim, share Liverpool.
Francis.
I took the pain to go look for Sir Hansard. Parliamentary Hansard in 2012. 31st October 2012. Unim. That time it was Itimensa who was the minister for Works and Housing. And in the Hansard, after say Yera Papa was one come MP for second D then or make some opposite questions be and in relation to this Glemy issues and Yera Itimensa respond there. And I would want to the kind the response or the Mayan. Was it Mr. Speaker? This issue about taking $200 million US, let us put things in perspective. This company, as we have said, has been existing for 6 months and they have entered into an agreement with Ghana Home Loans. Ghana Home Loans technical team has also examined. This is because they will be off-takers. The houses will be built and they will buy them off. We are not building all 5,000 at a go, but then over a period. 5,000 with the $200 million now here can. It was not to build the 5,000 or the kind of at a go, but they will build in phases of 4. And then he alluded to the fact.
Iti Mensa.
This is it. Hansard, parliamentary Hansard, I had to do this copy. And here is it. Mr. Come and able to capture. Then I'll show it to you. This is the Hansard. Yes. This issue about housing. $200 million to build affordable housing. Before I'm going to go into the issues of the technicalities now, let me talk about this. Unim, say you sit down. Now say MPP might take you over by the NDC, and then you have taken over, and there are issues. It doesn't prevent the building from being occupied by people. Let me first of all state that because a dying year say the bear you need beat me this housing deficit issues, and so let us build these houses. Say the bear and beat my head so we buy and now who say issues it is still a property of Ghana. Ghana dia. Any country be there. Whether you like it or yes, they were built for people to stay in. And you know, over the last 4 years, nothing happened. And then join you see a documentary in there, and then you see the state of the building now. It is appalling. It is really appalling. But then let's come back to what E.T. Mensah is saying. You see, this report that I've read to you from Parliament tells you exactly who signed the contract, one, how the contract was signed, the terms and agreements of the contract. This is the agreement.
But in all, you basically 5,000.
No, what was it?
In all,
no. I'm coming. It will be in phases. It will be in phases. It's in phases.
Yes.
And now, OSHA agreement now. Third paragraph. Now say, whereas the Ministry of Water Resources has agreed to provide the site located at Seglemi with an area of 2,172 acres, the contractor and ministry have agreed that the project will be executed in 4 phases, approximately 5 acres each, incorporating the infrastructure and layout of 4 phases, and that this phasing will be incorporated into the agreement. Right now, we were building it in phases. First phase in Yaprobuho. Now, MPP4 chair from the Attorney General. This is the agreement that was signed. They are telling us that see, the cost of the building was less than what was paid the contractor. I want to believe that is where the whole argument started from. that the Attorney General says that per investigation, the entity of court Collins Dowda for holding for causing financial loss to the state is such that the amount of money that's the cost of the construction, what was supposed to be paid the contract is more than the work that was done. But that was what the Attorney General's finding.
Sikanumum Ejumana waye.
How much has been paid? Exactly. Yes. That's what they are saying. Yeah. But Minia said here, Michimuno, and sana obey construction. You first of all look at certain parameters, feasibility, and all those things is budgeted, it's estimated. Acquire land, mobile then also you have to clear the land, mobile soil testing, a whole lot of things that goes into construction before answer Abu said dino is and so. Before the construction forms part of the amount of money that was agreed and paid. Now, the housing was supposed to be built in phases. This is the first phase that we have seen. I don't know the problem with the Attorney General or the MPP government for suing Collins Dowda. That is 1. 2. Collins Dowda wasn't the one who signed this agreement. This agreement was signed by E.T. Mensah. And so if E.T. today comes out and says, a diner or Messino, I've forgotten what he was even saying about it, but then the point is that he was the one who signed the agreement.
E.T. said it wasn't in phases.
It wasn't. But you see, E.T. himself has agreed. He said it in the answer. I didn't know E.T. Mensah person to Futurugu Ghana for him. So it is say the agreement wasn't signed such that the building will be in phases. I read the part is in E.T. Mensah on the point of order, and then he rose on the point of order against what Honorable Papa Usman Kama said.
Maybe after
and he said
discussions in our parliament, it was later agreed. He said in phases, but
senior, it is never the case. It is never the case. This let's say agreements that it will be in phases.
Okay.
This was the agreement that was signed.
Okay.
And so, and this agreement was signed. This is it. Under the Ministry of Water, Works and Housing. Honorable Enoch Mensah. He signed it.
Yes.
And it was Chief Director, witness, Alhaji Ziblim. And then on behalf of the contract, so why would it today turn round? It's part of the agreement. Turn round and then come and tell us that it wasn't agreed that we'll build the building in phases. What is he saying? Everything it's a lie. What ET is saying is a lie. And senior, let me say this. There is no way this issue can bring cracks within the NDC. Never. It can never bring cracks within the NDC. Because ET, in his own terms, in his selfish interest or whatever, he goes about trying to say things that are not true. He himself has signed an agreement. He himself knew the terms. He was the minister. Then comes back and tells us that it wasn't agreed that it will be built in phases. Then what was he saying? This is an agreement you signed that the building will be built in phases with that $200 million. So why do you now come back today and tell us that that wasn't the agreement that was signed? Have you forgotten what you signed? And so that's why Standogbe is saying that we should rather prosecute ET. Because you signed it. You said that we should build the building in phases.
No, among forces who raise questions. It says, so what can prosecute ET? ET signed the deal. And as former
and then Collins Dowda came to implement.
Exactly. So the checks and the cash issue didn't happened during the time.
ET is saying that they didn't agree to build the building in phases. Right? That was what he said. And I'm saying that he has signed a document. And based on the agreement he signed with the contractor, we are supposed to build the building in phases.
It's the first phase, also build this.
First phase, we were supposed to build 5,000. So 5,000, the first phase.
But I'm saying about 600.
No, senior. So at the end of the day, no correct. Me. I'm yet to see that 600 normal. What I know on grounds is 5,000 that we have built, not 600.
Okay.
And you no correct.
Okay.
And you no correct that. More be another. I'll say 600 to go. 5,000, and that was the first phase. Any free at my now MPP takes over. You see, as I said earlier on, government is a continuous business. For 4 years, Mama Diane Egumurem, when the ordinary Ghanaian needs a place to sleep, when those buildings were built, even a while say, your friend is how do you call this building? Affordable housing here. Why? The same thing. People are still not in. And then you go.
Senate.
Senate for how long did it take? Several times. I'm coming. How long did it take? You see, let us always understand that it is state resources that are being used to do these things. Saglami, I said, and yet country media, it belongs to the state of Ghana. Would we wait until say a findings, interrogations near the now, and then when we go back, the engineers will tell you that based on assessment, the building is not fit, and so who would then be causing financial loss to the state? Who would then be causing financial loss to the state? If you are talking about financial loss, Obi and Kwa financial, they also talk about the health minister, but not Colin Zauda. Are the buildings there? Yes. If you want to put people there, but then let us not take ET's word for how do you call it a seriousness. We shouldn't even take it as a serious matter. Okay. Because he had himself signed an agreement that is saying that, see, let us build these buildings in phases. So if today you come and tell me, say, the agreement wasn't in phases, I'm saying that this is the agreement that Honorable E.T. Mensah you signed. And Kessben 4, Kessben Asha 4, any this is what Honorable E.T. Mensah signed. Okay. And so for E.T. to come back and say that wasn't the agreement, it's a total lie. Okay. And I will tell him in the face, present these documents to him, together with the Hansard, these 3 documents, to Honorable E.T. that this is what you signed, this is what you said. And you were even correcting someone who was talking about this same issue. Okay. Into what is Honorable E.T. saying? Okay. Oh, sometimes let us not treat as it sounds in some ways, and then we push aside, say it's going to bring cracks. Senior, NDC, we have something that is bigger that we are thinking about. We are focused on winning elections. We are focused on doing things certain. We are checking the majority. We are checking buying the more year. These are issues that we don't need to even waste our time.
Currently, Adane 5,000. So the scope of the project was reviewed and reduced the number of housing units to be constructed from 5,000 to 1,502, even though the price remains
what's your source?
At $200 million.
Your source.
from contracted and American. In terms of for pictures of Saglamia Yeka Mwasemni, later discussions about say sewage system and also our site on contractors say it wasn't part of the agreement. Acquire also it wasn't part of the agreement, but E.T. Mensah on media anything everything was included in the agreement
that was signed.
But any project na hono say no sewage system ni ho akwan nyina eni hono Francis nti
honorable train so bebem or baba be can asem foforo. Listen to him. He wants to come in and then say things which are not true. Unim media I know some court and I remember some court to the details of it. Yes asem no court and we na nsem bi o ha me tin so that I'll be held for contempt of court. Entina my but the person me chane say honorable E.T. Mensah and the documents was signed in any
Matthias.
Okay, right. Over. In fact, I miss because in fact when you were defending who defended Adia Bitriana Eden, and I sympathize with Francis and my friends and brothers in NDC because I didn't know asamna yekano sebe a bomb and yet. Na asala me hasa ma me kan enkan sure Francis mesro ade a mesro pa se munyai de moye no se mu didi E.T. Mensah ato in fact o kan so bi en na tana so wa make two statements so ha me ma dwum de enye so ka kire panyin edi kan wo say enam so e cancel statement banti or enjoy ni maybe a no kan aye the thing sabe o ka sa kire panyin fi so wan ka say edi kan e to so mienu wo say sense say nyina wan nyini nti eno wonti be nwini nsisi so a Come on.
That wasn't what I said.
In fact, you said not once, not twice. In fact, you actually ended by saying since the Andropos Zoom.
Yes, that's that one I said it, but so said
no, this is where you started from. In fact, this is where you go. No, I need the foot because I first young man. I understand. Fine, moderate kakra about your penny for.
No two ways about that. No two ways about that.
Because we found agreement, and I'm far hands out, and I'm kind of quickly. Now I saw only one thing. There is a contract worth $200 million to construct 5,000 houses, averagely $40,000 per house. Nobody would tell me. So I could sit down, sabi agum on your layout. Yeah. So it makes sense for anybody, any rational being, to think and believe, rightly so. Say the contract includes layout, it includes sewage system, it includes everything that makes the place habitable and good. And averagely, it's costing $40,000 per house. I also hear say yes, Ghana Home Loans. I totally disagree. Ghana Home Loans was only supposed to actually be the marketing organization that will pick and sell the houses. And if you read it somewhere, it says that they are supposed to lodge the pre-sale agreements and then pay the money into a designated account. Which is, so that's how you call, in fact, ordinarily, that's how you do SPVs. We call them special purpose vehicles. Yep. You set it up and then you do construction. In fact, elsewhere, property development. Elsewhere, I'm on property. Who person see a dying? Young conquer Jiska and found Quashassin dying. Who the kind tore down on the plate? Now, ecology pre-sale now no more can some. And send a bank no at this kind of amount. And the bank no any open what is called open-ended financing of housing development, property development. You don't do that.
Finances.
You have to close it. You have to close it. You close it. And so when I hear say will be say that's not. It's not even the issue. Say faces and this is neither here nor there. The most important thing they say was we could see 5,000 houses. And now why just come? And we saying we see. I don't hear. Will be it to me. So of course we could review the number of houses from 5,000 to 1,500 without recourse to Parliament. We show no one I'm sure just can Parliament. Yeah. And so if so revising the number of houses, no, I increase the cost per unit of the properties are. It's a set agreement, no. And back to Parliament. How do you move a price of the property from $40,000 to over $120,000? The same design, the same thing within a matter of 1 year, 2 years. I don't need dream, no. I don't need catastrophe. Now, many animals, I'm saying a public debt cost of now. You could eat $200 million. I said, you could eat Yafu. No. Senka Mufa, it means a kind of fast was a project, no, it was good. Because we can't be saying about our so the market $1 and then 6 cedis to the dollar and how much in CD terms? 1.2 billion Ghana cedis. And who interests my? Na so ko fa says kanu e ko che sabe nya Ghana ni kura. Wo de ko che obi kwa so fa no kontrol no nkodi na adwuma no wa anye na sa bayaba na sa yen ye tua kana mo kwa no ntu mo sa agent na mo ye noise mo sa agent na sabe ye to nwuma mo me de saglemi asam na bon eti me de me look omo nyi o masam no omo nyina so omo nsa o masa omo nyina mo no omo nsa o masa me tu fu se asem we enka bi so daachin o kam kra bebira o daachin kra na question mark ba o daachin na say o dwene sa sabe wo no omo dwene pe o ta say o $200 million. Much more qua. Fasobia maso. Again, Francis Kansen Bosso, Sani, yeah, 1 year. Affordable house in Okumasi. I didn't France in the roof in the one. Affordable house in Okumasi.
I was talking about the occupancy.
Affordable house in Okumasi. A president could full project. And I'm already 8 years, Mujagu. And a Sabi Abba Pabai. And what be some was being where we and what their master some manage more administer. Sani Boomai. Sani Boomai. And yes, I'll buy film or shit. Man go home. And I said, it's quite just the father, you know. It's true. Nipa did me no cancer. My co-project site or me na so ko ran pon hene akudin komo pay on this property, on this development. Why they take me on him say projects no you started no President Kofotai. And ye honorable Hackman Usajman and Minister for Western Housing. Not paying so and they started projects. Why name him say you fear Bamu, you feel what China, some union buy no projects near Jagu. Why name him say President His Excellency President Father by what be some Amadan every Edim every pay. Unim, Mr. Ho saw Yahweh. I feel the criticism many ho. I'm saying that being your friend the reef in Hokaka and not the quiet example. But such one day, and this is for problem. And yeah, MPP program. Okay. The American say, Sagremi Assembly or court. Intimestre say, Moody Hunkoma. Na Marie. Said the Bay, Unconco can be enquiry prejudice, the rise,
contempt, of course.
The rise, and cry contempt to hear pa. The rise of the accused hey so important so paramount because why here you better bua omofo Abraham continue bua omofo and the message say you di hun komana ya careful na Francis asem women can be ebon
they need pofa Philip Freya Sante and the attending canon na mamenke ka messages ne kakra teacher constitution we am say or say enti omo ye fix the country demonstration no anyambia omo kwai $200 million momuska ya momuska bia no fix the country the money this in them
they make money me say so omo march 20 say contest omo $200 million na near fan set up enyuma mo omo nye we Philip Asante so dey no teacher constitution we am say
omo music cathedral na
put the mama there
music cathedral na
sorry Solomon adinte nya mi sha abusua no sorry fia Solomon sorry nigga nya mi be sha na kufu adu na asefo
David
nya mi be sha won
certain na na sorry abu Ghana hey say Ghana for taxes ebu ye so ni awo
cathedral there
o si ye nyina ye ntwe 100 cedis
David o si
donate 100 cedis
wo pepamu
David
wo pepamu aye
o si ye tia o si ye 100 Ghana cedis
ni pepamu sorry
o say Ghanaian o say message here mumie no nyina o say Ghanaian politicians are deadly as the Delta variant. The youth should wise up na omonya hweye our Ghanaian politicians no for Kenya say
politicians are dangerous they are dangerous as the Delta variant
politicians
special prosecutor
deadlier
than the Delta in President Danko Akufo-Addo say onu ho da say ofa Martin Ebika Meduma be occupy position no first time
Viewer Kessben yes appointment no it's a better be and
this is our time
don't you hard for him
he did
this is our time
well you see nipa de oya dia osayiye when na ya me Honorable Kessben did very well.
Niamoshe wo TV so yemra na president when in an opay right after MPP program no and say event we call so Jubilee House in we nkoma na ono any president edi after what take it out in the BBR Francis.
So said I watched his veteran and untina obia no room obia had to just recommend him because he did very well.
and considering his qualification, considering what he has done, his track record, he deserves it. Yebema no akwaba na yema no akwaba no so no nsem bebre egu na pono so a etwen no nsem no de bebre se ye ni na ye ni akwaba no megidi se saa na ye Yaw Boamah emra ye pa no se ombe special prosecutor. Every Ghanaian was happy. The way about vets no kasa ye ni na nim say within the 4 years, it was 3 years or 2 years now, Baby Dine dear. Nanka, Ketashane Proye dear. It would have been a thing of the past. Said you are not kind, But then I like one thing about Iraqi Sejaben, or say corruption dear. Yin to me, on to me, Castle will be too as yin na keke. But then, obey dear. On us beating my day. Small forget or yet you beat me aye to make sure say ne be in the country. And so media member na kwaba na mesre Ghana phone na say yemwa na onye na adwuma. The mesre so ne say ye state institutions no. Yen so yemma no sa corporation no. Because Yaw Boamah do complaints ni be ne say some of the state institutions don't even give him the details and the information that he has on finding the Jumano. It is a way made the mestre cases a go corruption cases a go MPP are buying debris a dozen or shall say as a charity begins at home. Shall see free now why ya they are calling na in some a dozen the bar MPP for a young can once and crab debris. Now state institutions in na M1 no multimedia Jumana corruption no. Keta success for any day. I think say ye nyina no high with me eye hu bibi made enwona NDC MPP party bi ebeba ban bia no nipa bia obi kura position bia na di pre bia no ebe hu say Ghana nye oman a se mpo se metimi ayi bibia enye se mi gu oman na gumu sa na Yewra ye mampeni Ghana mampeni president Nana Akufo-Addo say he doesn't regret ansem ne dey make us say oboa because and some a course so ne resignation any letters and a free presidency exchange of letters near the adeno na enyamede Gami Jini say Ghana ni bia and the president himself considering the things that the man said that it's a mother serpent of corruption any sense it would be and the same once the presidency, he doesn't regret appointing Martin Amidou. Because here Martin Amidou by issue or the kind pursue yet was Mahama Yariga. And I don't know where they issued the report and then the recommendations about so after that no quarter outside here. And so I am a bit shocked to hear that the presidency is on regretting appointing Yaw Martin Amidou. But then that's one day. You want to change your Yaman Akwaba. Maybe any NDC for na Yaman Akwaba. Then we are willing also to support him and help him deliver. Because corruption there. Cooperation when needed. Why not? We cooperate with him. But the NDC has consistently cooperated. We have consistently cooperated. Yaw Boamah, we cooperated with him. Special prosecutor office. I say no. Special prosecutor office now. Kwa EC office now. Yes, independent and political affiliated. So Okofa Yaw Kutampa according this we will cooperate with him.
To moon is interference in the Ebekoswa.
Interference in the means opposite answer, but interference in the things I make say you na you cooperative. That is in simple terms because interference from within government, within the MPP no crano is much anticipated and Obeface who face a lot of them the interference from internal politics. Things I make say yinina yem cooperative na yemboa na keta session ne pro yinina no ontimi nya na yema na nya nwono ema obi bia ode ne nsa ebekwa akoshem ti be de akwaba na mema no na ma wishing well say wa be take over on serve Ghana ye and osa ye young so and that's one of the things I said Meka said Nana Akufo-Addo your mampeni waya amani aje ho pa now we are bringing in the younger generation they can work if DC COP Dampare appointments and so very young in the Republic. Attorney General. So yes, he has done very well. And the NDC appointed young generation. Honorable, Mame Kamase. Don't give me I applaud the president for that bold decision. Says you know. And Mame did say ebi echnebi menso se nyame adom 2024 na NDC ba mo na me adom 2025 me so metimi asom Ghana na enwoma here to arise Ghana youth for your country no it can be actualized in my life and even in the lives of younger generations. Na yensu yenya akwanya na yensu yensom yema sure eno na meka me da say
over special prosecutor Kessben
kaje honorable say the me kasa ya na won kan sa man nkofefa na den yen kan say say the na tie na I will call it take a bite and
in fact me person me as brief as possible. Exactly. You say there's one last I think about Asino for Obeka.
Yeah, I say know some few.
I'll be very brief. Eddie Kane, Francis, I can't say name. Baby, okay, I'm an Yardine. So say, President to say on regretted so appointed, Martin will say President Bois. I'm in shock. No, the can't. Yeah, you see, we can't say, what's on the show, we can't say it's shocking. So we are shocked or otherwise. Me where you are coming from. I don't know your appointment. I was say unregretted. In the public, the BC will be where BC will be. You learn from it. You may not like some of the decisions you made, but you don't regret them per se. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know your appointment. I don't any man what you as president or mine no. And you been a sabi what you no. O man mu A to Z bibi on na dananim.
Yeah.
What I say? Enti ma wo hu asabe ebe surprise on hu a enya no because bia na wonim di wo hunu nti no kasa. So, now abrantia to say oh papa panim president cancer but na ka say we want a president so on get here. Hey, Krachi. Krachi, you can say, oh no. So no on the appointed. And it's learned from me. See, for me,
he feels a be a man to
learn a lot.
Honorable Wadaroma. Communications.
Oh yeah.
What I say. Oh yeah. And everybody is entitled to
his opinion. Right. So why is
if I say no? If I say that the president, I'm in shock. The president, they can't see it.
Because
as soon as I can, I didn't say it in vacuum. And I based on the fact say, your man is free and exchanges between the president and then and then someone you Martinami do boom crata so they ma a bear me
who say a new president.
Exactly, to say that he doesn't regret because you nipa. And my honorable say yes, and now Krana say we are not being fair to our listeners. You are bullying honorable bullying a lot of times on assembly debates. Yeah, because you see, we are all entitled to views.
Mr. Host,
Matuase.
Catch Francis say, okay, son, become one to Mr. Nitama Kesha. Until my interjection come from now.
Francis, I said me what can
with
Matuase.
But Sebastian is not. We are not being fair to our listeners in terms of
Francis. Money how be brave. We are brand here. We need back. So Papa, the name bien moi. Oh, afena bia ubabi hunu. Short say. Na the mafutu amed be ma on say unyini no. Na unsa ohura. Oni be for edidi. Enti wo ye hunu nsa ho na ho ni ye kasa bi ho a wo kan na okay I say no okay I say no no in fact I've witnessed two things that shock me now I mean because there are lawyers all around him and leading him on the first thing they say when there's injunction on you, say don't carry yourself out, don't hold yourself out as member of parliament. You don't do that. You don't go back there and say, I'm still your member of parliament. Court no buakra. I mean, that be defiant of the court. That's number one. Number two, yes, parliament may not have been notified as an institution. But what if you are aware, so court injunction to a member of parliament to be. Now, if file process, who pay service, you go appeal. It does not say approve my it doesn't absolve you. You still have to comply with the orders of the court. We, when I'm also with the parliament, so could take part in deliberations on privileges in privilege committee matters. Maybe the future member, Miniano, they say, Penise Achia Emui. Won't come one day. Say, I come say. Yes, on trying to my dream say a choir or the fast will be ye our numbers also where appeal on farm fast. The until say Obenya ruling judgments no in his favor no. On train who brown on trying to I just saw media imagine now or yet to again. Okay, because we be court could prove indeed you're injecting or you're aware no court ni ruling and the court to an imtia. Ako bags on still on the MP. No sako parliament na ako fast mabre no. So just into the foot and I meet to okay.
And this is almost just sitting every month whether to the court or by election almost just sitting every month almost back so to just sitting rather.
Onu hu out mystery. Onu hu out mystery. Into onu
okay. Mate. Francis said as enough. Said Mujina dear so as so sure say city no
2020 elections no. The honorable Enyaye as a North MP the Enyaye and the MP before and so Enyaye. Na we share the turnout of events over there in 2020 considering the figures. Omotuma papa no se mrashi bedwani
onya 17,498 representing 55.21% and Abnadu wenya 14,193.
It settles the matter. It settles the matter. 17,000, 14,000, right? That vote difference omo to sabano omo do by elections. Say organize by elections for free, we still win the seats as we won in 2020. Maybe members may come once in the brain. Error courts. You share proceedings. Let's see how things would unfold.
Okay.
You who we are. You may have done as a court to see you by election. Say no any for. So far as the seat belongs to the NDC, we will take it back. As our seat.
A quick rebuttal. Time.
You're a minute to go.
Okay. Look, the thing is, all cite outcomes of 2020 elections and based on that project. Now, for as long as the seat belongs to NDC, these statements are factually incorrect. Yes, you won the 2020 election, but the seat doesn't belong to you. Because somebody else won, and then you came to take from her. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Two. Send as an individual, and I can tell you, I know them very well. I can tell you why it is so, but except okay. So, or no, as a person, no, the basis for MPP.
Get your question.
Of course.
Why MPP?
Oh. I know defective because they are farmer. Or no, as a person, no, and Nipa, I don't know the the Francis could you know in the public what to man.
Okay, we go down with me.
Okay, I'm just on the notes. On the notes, the Francis could you to man no. Yamfa Filippo Foria Sante, Yadana Se Pufa, and Francis Adosono, Yadano.
I'm Falconia, so now me congratulate Michael Aboa, on the University at 12 billion years as president.
Okay,
Reginald Amu, Yaboa, na member mu trim kwa na master nyame nhyira so amomo
okay
na I think say national service for so go so so say other Roma see betimi aye national service allowances no hu bibia
na badema
ye hu bibi on say 559 awo ho ache
antike enkobe omuntum kakra
increment mbrema ha
money bonnet tesi so amamo amfanta azafo ye de mo sia ye da obibia ase yankopon ya aduma next week ye besa ne mo sia bi medin e de na Yaw Boamah libia so me da po fane access ne ya do manse
ono wo so ama I had